Hi, my name is Jonathan Bauver, and this is my wife Angela, and we serve the body of Christ full-time as missionaries. In 2011, as I was driving in my car one day, the Lord spoke to me and He said, "I'm calling you to full-time worship." And I had no idea what that meant at the time. But through the course of the next several years, our family would go on a journey that eventually landed us at the International House of Prayer in Kansas City, Missouri. And it was in that prayer room that the Lord would confirm this word. And I learned that the house of prayer is where full-time worship happens.
Since coming to the house of prayer, the Lord began to remind me of the dreams I used to have as a little girl about becoming a missionary. As I picked up some old journal entries I had written from years and years prior, I found that I had written, "My only gift is intercession." It was there in that moment I heard the Lord ask me and invite me into using this gift of intercession for the work of missions in the house of prayer.
The whole reason that me and my family moved out to Kansas City was so that I could attend the training school at the International House of Prayer called IHOPU, where they train singers, musicians, and worship leaders. And so part of my curriculum as a student was to be in the prayer room 14 to 16 hours a week. And as I started spending time in there, I was quickly confronted with the truth that I really don't know how to pray, and I really don't know how to study the Word like I should. And it was in that season that He just began to encounter me with His love. And I just remember Him speaking to me and telling me that just by being in this room, just by sitting here, where the worship never stops, where the prayer never stops, where His will is being constantly prayed. And with me just agreeing just to a little bit of that, it moved His heart and that He loved me. And this gave me confidence that in my weakness and my brokenness, I could actually engage in a life of prayer. And so studying the Word just began to come alive for me, and I was caught up with this ministry, and it changed and impacted my life forever.
In 2015, I unexpectedly hit a health crisis that left me angry, hurt, and bewildered by God. The God that I thought I knew was nothing like I knew Him. Sitting in the prayer room day after day with a hurt and broken and offended spirit, the Lord encountered all the lies that I thought about Him and all my offenses toward Him. There's something about sitting in a place where God dwells that everything changes. Sitting in the house of prayer day after day, the Lord began to heal my heart through the words that were being prayed on the microphone, through the singers who sung the word, and in what was left, a heart fully in love with God and loved by God.
In this next season, the Lord is inviting us to partner with Him in birthing a house of prayer in our home state of Massachusetts. We're calling it the Worship Room. This house of prayer will facilitate daily prayer meetings where singers, musicians, intercessors will be set apart to serve and minister to the Lord. It will also serve as a missional base where we will be praying for the Lord's will to be done in this region.
Our job as missionaries is to raise up watchmen who will take their place on the wall as intercessors who will pray both day and night and not keep silent until heaven comes to earth. We will do this by combining both music with prayer to create a beautiful atmosphere in which we can wait on the Lord to release revelation.
We see this house of prayer as a strategic ministry that engages in corporate prayer, focused on the missional aspects of the kingdom, like salvation, healing, proclaiming the gospel. One of our goals is to encourage and invite the body of Christ to the place of corporate prayer. The worship room will be a public ministry that will provide a place for local believers to come and be in God's presence and be strengthened by His word. We are so excited to be serving God in this way, and I hope that you will join with us in this journey together.